Welcome, viewers. You're about to embark on a journey to places no one wishes to enter, places designed to strip humans of their freedom, dignity, and sometimes their mind and soul. In this episode, we'll enter a dark world, the world of history's most terrifying prisons, places that transform from correctional facilities into real-life nightmares for those who entered them. Are you ready to discover places where silence screams with horrifying stories? Beware. What you're about to see might change your perspective of the world forever. In the barren landscape 30 kilometers north of Damascus stands what Amnesty International calls the human slaughterhouse, Saydnaya prison. Unlike other prisons where you might see your captors, at Saydnaya, prisoners are kept blindfolded, living in a world of perpetual darkness. The only human contact comes in the form of brutal torture. Imagine being forbidden to speak. For years, prisoners communicate through whispers and sign language, as a single audible word can result in severe beatings or death. Former detainees report being crammed into cells measuring just 5 by 6 meters, with up to 50 people sharing this tiny space. They take turns standing and sleeping, as there isn't enough floor space for everyone to lie down simultaneously. The most terrifying aspect? The midnight walks. Guards would come at night, selecting prisoners who would never return. According to reports, between 2011 and 2015, as many as 13,000 people were executed in this facility, most in mass hangings.
You learn to tell time by the sounds of torture. Morning beatings at dawn, interrogations after lunch, executions after midnight. Your entire existence becomes regulated by the rhythm of suffering.
In a bay far from the world's eyes, lies a prison bound by no country's laws. Guantanamo Bay, opened in 2002, is a place where human rights reportedly stopped at its gates. Here, new interrogation techniques were developed: sleep deprivation, waterboarding, exposure to extreme temperatures. Methods later described as torture. Imagine listening to the same song at maximum volume, 24 hours a day, for weeks. This is one of the psychological influence methods used there. Carandiru prison in São Paulo is known for the prison massacre. In 1992, police stormed the prison to quell riots, resulting in the deaths of 111 inmates. Investigations later revealed that most of the dead were executed in cold blood after surrendering. Some were killed in their cells, naked and unarmed. Even in death, they were denied dignity. Many were buried in mass graves without identification. Families spent years searching for their sons. In the 1990s, Russia had prisons nicknamed death arenas, where guards weren't responsible for maintaining order inside the prison. The inmates themselves were. Imagine being thrown into a yard ruled by the most powerful criminals, where you have to fight for survival. No rules, no protection, just the law of survival of the fittest. In these prisons, fear didn't come from the guards, but from other inmates. You might go to sleep not knowing if you'd wake up in the morning. Imagine living in a space no larger than 3 square feet per person. At Kwang prison, sarcastically nicknamed Bangkok Hilton, more than 6,000 inmates share a space designed for 3,000. Heat, humidity, and extreme overcrowding. Here you don't breathe air, but the breath of others. No privacy, no rest. Even sleep happens in shifts because the floor doesn't have enough space for everyone at once. 1 bowl of rice daily, that's all you're given. As for water, it comes from shared taps that are often contaminated. At San Quentin, the countdown to death begins the moment you enter. This prison, built in 1852, has witnessed over 400 executions and still houses America's largest death row. Imagine living each day knowing the neighboring cell might be empty tomorrow, because your neighbor will be in the execution chamber. Have you heard about prisoner number 46664? It's said he spent 17 years waiting for his execution date, waking up each day wondering, is this my last day? La Santé prison was built in 1867 with a unique design, a circular structure allowing all cells to be monitored from a single point. Imagine living with guards' eyes watching you around the clock. No curtains, no privacy, even your most vulnerable human moments exposed to constant surveillance. In 2000, a shocking report revealed that the suicide rate in this prison was the highest in Europe. The fear wasn't of violence, but of gradually losing your humanity. Just 1.5 miles from San Francisco's shoreline lies the Rock, Alcatraz prison. Though the distance seems short, it was enough to make this one of the world's most isolated prisons. Cold waters and strong currents escape virtually impossible. Water temperatures rarely exceed 50 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning any escape attempt would likely end in death within minutes. Imagine this, being confined in a cell measuring just 5 by 9 feet, hearing the sounds of normal life from the nearby city, sounds of free people, while you're buried alive here. Did you know that inmates placed in solitary confinement gradually lost their sanity? Some reported listening to phantom screams for hours. Were they the screams of former prisoners, or the cries of their collapsing minds? The prisons we've discussed today aren't just facilities for detaining criminals. They're mirrors reflecting the dark side of our history as humans. Always remember, these prisons weren't just walls and bars, but real lives and experiences of people. Regardless of their crimes, their stories deserve to be told. And before we end, a question arises. Should punishment be this severe, or are there other ways to achieve justice? I hope this dark journey has given you a different perspective on a world we often choose to ignore. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to watch more stories hiding in the darkness. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.